Hey, today I'm gonna take an ADHD test. Why? Because I've taken an amalgamations of tests and I still am yet to find out why I am the way I am. Also, I just am kind of curious. I don't know, why not? You know, I might have it, you might have it, we might have it. Go us. One time I thought I had ADHD. My doctor was like, no, I just think you're severely depressed. When you're really depressed, you can develop symptoms that mimic ADD and ADHD. Like, damn, what the f? I mean, like, you might be right, but like, it did, like, ow. Use the key below to answer the questions based on how you strongly agree or disagree with the statement. I frequently make typos, miscalculations, or other careless errors at work. My fault. I talk more than others or more than I think I should. No. I find it hard to follow along lectures or long conversations, even ones I'm involved in. Okay, it's like sometimes it's just boring though. Like, does that count? Because sometimes I'd rather take a nap. I'd rather not do it. It's just like, come on. So if that's the case, yeah. If I'm interested in it, I'll follow it. I mean, sometimes if a movie kind of boring, I'll pull out my phone, but I don't really do that much. I know a lot of people that do that all the time. I do not do it that much. I think normally what kicks my ass is the pain, not the conversation. So I say I disagree. I often start tasks so late that I miss the deadline. If it's an important deadline, no. I find it easy to sit still for long periods of time. Hell no, bro. I be moving around, but also like I got mobility issues. Damn, this test is gonna be kind of botched though, because I had all these other problems that I feel like are gonna make it kind of muddy the water a bit. When someone asks me to complete an important task, I usually do so without being reminded. Okay, if it's not important to me and I don't know why I'm doing it, I definitely need to be reminded. If it's important to me, whether it's important to me because it's important to you, or it's important to me because you're my good friend, or if it's important to me because I actually think it's important in general, sure. But if you don't tell me, I don't know why I'm doing something, like I don't care as much. But I'd say it kind of depends. I find myself avoiding tasks that require a lot of focus. Okay, sometimes, but like sometimes I procrastinate a little bit. I'm always losing my keys, water, other important items. Nope, never lose that. Nope. That's why the one time I lost my keys, I looked everywhere. I was like, where the hell did I put them? You know, I looked in my laundry machine. I looked in my dishwasher. I looked in my shoes, my fridge, and I finally found them in the trash can because they weren't my normal spot. You know, if they're not in my normal spot and I had to get into my house with my keys, they're in my house. You know, they're in my house. So I don't know where I put them, but I remember I did the dishes, opened the fridge. I recounted everywhere I had been. I had been in the bathroom. I did the dishes. I opened the fridge. So I was like, I'm going to look everywhere I've been. You know, I feel like that makes sense, you know? So I threw them out. Don't know how that happened, but hey, waiting in line is excruciating for me. Okay, waiting in line just sucks though. Who likes that? Nobody. When someone asks me a question, I often start answering before they finish speaking. It depends. If I know what you're going to ask, 100% yes. I often do whatever pops in my head first, even if it's not the best choice. No. I feel like, no, to be honest. Because normally when I do something that's a bad idea, I like think about it being a bad idea, and then I just tell myself, f it, and do it anyways, even after I contemplated it possibly being a bad idea. I don't know if that makes sense, but that kind of screws me over sometimes too. I frequently abandon tasks halfway through because something else distracted me. Abandon? No. Temporarily put on hold? Yes. So I guess I'll put it in the middle. If someone else is talking or making noise while I'm working, it's hard for me to stay focused. Yeah, agree. But also I just have chronic pain, so like that might be why. I get frustrated I easily get frustrated or upset. I think it depends. But like, I feel like honestly, no. When it comes to real life and real scenarios, no. I feel like I'm pretty good at not getting too upset. I get so absorbed in my hobbies that I feel disconnected from the rest of the world. I guess my work, but like, no. I usually pay my bills on time. Yes, because I don't want any debt. Hello? I feel uncomfortable if I'm not moving anything. Even just fidgeting. Yeah, no, I need to be moving everything. But also, I got movement issues. I don't know. I often do things that are risky or even dangerous. Actually risky or dangerous? No. A little bit questionable? Yeah. I find it easy to sit and do a quiet task like reading a book or watching a movie. It depends if the movie is good. Do video games count, or is that too active? That's not a quiet task. But what if it's like Final Fantasy 14? I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just pressing keys. Anything, Quinn, depends. Because these are so broad, man. I feel like easy. If I like it, yeah. If I don't like it, no. I hate questions like this. Oh my God. I'm gonna just do this, man. I often butt into conversations I'm not a part of. Nah, I got social anxiety. I don't do that. Okay, 51 out of 100. Some signs of ADHD. Okay, so I'm 50-50. I have potential ADHD, buff or debuff. To diagnose ADHD in adults, the DSM requires that symptoms appear before the age of 12. Thinking back to childhood can help determine. Yo, when I was a child, I was way more locked in, respectfully. I feel like now I've started to really around, not gonna lie. Wait, what's the difference between ADHD and ADD though? I don't understand. Difference between ADHD and ADD. There is no difference. Attention deficit disorder is an outdated term for what is now called ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Some kids with ADHD have hyperactive behaviors and some don't, but the diagnosis is ADHD either way. I thought it was different. Well, it technically is different. So it just means difficulty with focusing, but no hyperactivity. Yeah, I think I might have that. I think I'm more prone to having that.